Welcome to Inkleaf, a quiet place for minds that never seem to rest. If you're here, chances are your thoughts don't slow down easily, and that's okay. Overthinking rarely starts as a problem. It usually begins as an attempt to protect yourself. You replay conversations, not because you enjoy it, but because you want to understand. You imagine future scenarios, not because you like fear, but because you want control. The mind believes that if it thinks enough, it can prevent pain. But slowly, thinking turns into noise. The same questions repeat. What if I said the wrong thing? What if it goes wrong? What if I fail? And while the body sits in the present, the mind lives everywhere else. The book explains that overthinking is not intelligence, it's mental overuse, like an engine left running all night. Nothing breaks immediately, but exhaustion builds. And the hardest part? Overthinking feels productive. Your mind convinces you that worry is preparation, that stress is responsibility, that rest is risky. But most of the time, overthinking doesn't solve problems, it just multiplies them. One thought creates another, then 100 more, and suddenly the original issue feels heavier than it ever was. The book gently points out something important. You are not your thoughts. You are the one noticing them. That small distance between you and the thought is the beginning of relief. Part 1 is about recognizing the pattern, seeing how the mind loops, not fighting it, not judging it, just noticing, because awareness always comes before change. In the next part, we'll explore why the mind clings to fear and worst-case scenarios, and why trying to control everything actually creates more anxiety. Have you noticed something strange? The mind almost always jumps to the worst possible outcome, not the most likely one, not the balanced one, the worst one. This isn't because your mind is broken, it's because your mind is scared. The book explains that overthinking is rooted in fear and the need for control. The mind believes that if it predicts every danger, it can keep you safe. So it scans the past for mistakes, it scans the future for threats, and it rarely rests in the now. But here's the quiet truth. Control is an illusion. No amount of thinking can guarantee safety. No replaying of conversations can change what's already happened. No imagining can fully protect the future. Yet, the mind keeps trying. What if they misunderstand me? What if I lose something important? What if everything falls apart? And the more you try to control outcomes, the more anxious you become, because reality refuses to obey thoughts. The book gently says something powerful. Most suffering comes from resisting uncertainty. We don't fear events, we fear not knowing. So the mind creates stories, dark ones, extreme ones, because at least a painful story feels more familiar than the unknown. But these stories are not prophecies, they are habits. Overthinking is not wisdom, it's a pattern the mind learned when it felt unsafe, and never unlearned. Once you see this, something softens. You stop arguing with thoughts. You stop trying to win against your own mind. Instead, you begin to understand it. Once you realize that thoughts are not enemies, something changes. You stop fighting your mind. And strangely, the noise starts to lower. The book explains that freedom from overthinking doesn't come from stopping thoughts. That's impossible. Thoughts will always appear. What matters is how much attention you give them. Think of thoughts like clouds. They pass, they change shape, but the sky doesn't chase them. Most overthinkers live inside the cloud. They don't see it, they become it. So the practice begins very simply. Notice. A thought appears. Something will go wrong. Instead of arguing, you pause and say, "Oh, a thought is happening." Not true, not false, just a thought. That tiny pause creates space. The book talks about grounding, bringing attention back to the body because the body always lives in the present while the mind travels. Feel your breath. Feel your feet touching the ground. Feel the weight of your body sitting where it is. Overthinking weakens when attention returns to what is real, not imagined. Another gentle shift the book suggests is limiting mental time travel. Ask yourself quietly, is this happening right now? If not, then right now you are okay. This doesn't mean ignoring problems. It means solving them when they actually exist, not 1,000 times in advance. Overthinking feeds on future energy. Presence starves it. Part 3 is not about becoming calm forever. It's about coming back again and again without frustration. And each return builds trust. In the final part, we'll talk about letting go, trusting life a little more, and living without carrying the weight of every possible outcome. There comes a moment when you realize something simple, yet powerful. Life was never meant to be fully figured out. The book ends with a quiet invitation to trust, not blindly, not foolishly, but gently. Overthinking tells you that if you stop worrying, everything will collapse. But look back. How many things actually worked out without you overthinking them? More than you remember. The mind wants certainty. Life offers experience. And peace begins when you stop demanding guarantees. The book reminds us that thoughts will still come. Some anxious, some loud, some unnecessary. But you no longer have to follow each one. You can let them pass like leaves on a stream. And in that letting go, something opens. You start responding instead of reacting. You start living instead of preparing. You start breathing without guilt. Overthinking fades not because the mind is silent, but because you stop believing every story it tells. And slowly, trust replaces tension. Trust that you can handle what comes. Trust that you don't need to solve life all at once. Trust that being present is enough. If this series brought you even a small sense of calm, take a moment, breathe, and carry that softness into your day. And if you'd like more quiet reflections like this, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Inkleaf, and stay with us. Because sometimes the cure isn't more thinking, it's finally allowing yourself to rest.